Cooking is really central to my faith, and hospitality in general is central to my faith. My favorite stories in the Bible are the food stories. You know, the most famous one, of course, is the Last Supper, where Jesus shares himself literally with us and feeding our bodies and souls at the same time. But one of my other favorite resurrection stories is when the disciples are out on the boat, not long after Jesus was crucified, and they are chatting, and they see somebody on the beach making a fire. So they beach the boat and get out and talk to this person, and they don't realize it's Jesus. And this person makes them breakfast of fish, and they sit down, and as they begin eating together, they notice who it is that's teared up. But they notice who it is that is preparing this meal for them, and that spirit of love and welcome and forgiveness and sharing becomes known to them in the breaking of bread. So that's just one of my favorite stories, and something I think about every time I cook and take care of people is that wordless sharing, that love that happens when you're caring for somebody through food and through welcome and hospitality. Today we're going to make potato chowder, which is a great soup for so many reasons. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, which we like to celebrate as the Scully family. We've got a little Irish in us, so we like to celebrate potatoes this time of year. But it's also a great soup because it's really a celebration of simple things, and it's really a resurrection soup, which is a fun way to think about it. You take these humble ingredients, literally roots, these ugly kind of things out of the earth, potatoes and carrots, onions, and we've got some celery too and garlic, but mostly root vegetables that grow under the ground, and then you take them from the ground and change them, and they become something that is wholly different and feeds our bodies and souls in a really special way. That's how I like to think about soup and food in general and cooking. There's this resurrection that happens with these humble ingredients. It's a really beautiful thing and a great metaphor for this time of year. It's a simple potato chowder that you could make into a clam chowder by adding some clam stock and fresh clams or canned clams. You could also make a corn chowder or corn and chicken chowder by adding a little fresh corn, switching the carrots with some bell peppers to give it a little that Cajun kind of flavor that I also love. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this basic recipe to make it interesting and fun. But what we're going to do is the simplest version is still delicious and wonderful and really appropriate for Lent, because it's these humble ingredients that we prepare and work on and enjoy with our loved ones. And that's what Lent's all about, is taking the time and space through hard work and giving things up, but when you do that, you create space and time to learn from God and to love your neighbor and your family, and that's what Lent's all about for me.